We begin today's recording by acknowledging the traditional custodians of the land on which we are on. I am on Burrawang land. Where are you, Breezer?
I am on the land of the Djadjarurrung people.
We pay our respects to the elders past and present and extend that respect to our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples who are tuning in today.
And wherever you're listening to the potty today, make sure you know whose land you're on. Join us each week for some booze-free banter about life without booze.
If you're entertaining cutting back your booze by a day, a week, a month, or for the rest of your life, we would love for you to tune in.
Buckle up and come along for a ride that may just change your life. Just a heads up, some of the conversations we have may be triggering. Reach out to your local support centre in Australia. That's Lifeline 131144.
Oh, cracking a can.
I just had to go and get my can. Cracking a can.
What do you got there, Breezer?
Today I'm drinking Altina La Vie in a Rosé.
Oh, we love that. The roll of the rosé.
What about you, Mason?
I'm on the sangria.
Oh, a little bit of Spanish.
Española. Tell us, Breezer, what are we getting?
Oh, so our lovely Christina from the lovely Christina, not ours, she's not ours. She has given our guests a discount code so you guys can enjoy Altina drinks. It's a 10% discount code. Meso, BFB 10. You pop in a little discount section. Discount code on www.altinadrinks.com. Thank you, Altina.
We love you guys. We love you.
Meso!
Reza!
We're back again. We are back again with Fiona Lachlan.
Oh, part 2. Part B. Part 2, part B.
Yeah, I think we're calling it A and B.
Yeah, A and B.
A and B.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, we'll need to take it to the meeting.
Take it to the educators.
But if you haven't listened to part A, which we dropped last week, please press pause now and go back and listen to part A, because that really sort of sets the scene for part B, which you're about to listen to after part A. There's a lot of parts A's and parts B's going on.
Yeah, you've got to get the first bit first. Also, that will also give you all her tour dates where she's touring her shows in Melbourne and Adelaide. It's called the Nicky Boy and Queen Fee tours, and you'll also find those details in the show notes. And oh my God.
But if you listened to part A last week, you would have been hanging out for part B. I can tell you now, part B is even more powerful. Like it's it's a lot. And
we can't wait for you to get your ears around it. It's got the lot, hasn't it? But you have to get back and listen to part A.
Listen to part A. All right, let's get into part B.
Yes, let's go.
Fiona Lachlan. Fiona, can you take us back? There was a moment in the book where you talked about a shot of whiskey. Can you take us back to that moment and tell us sort of what unfolded from that event?
Well, it was finding out. I was in my 30s, late 30s. And younger actually. It was my brother-in-law's 40th in Alice Springs. And I was hosting the recovery days. The recovery.
Sunday sesh.
Mm-hmm. And I remember, God, not everything goes in the shame basket. I remember loving those days before my alcoholism started affecting my children and myself negatively. I remember on a big, if you had a big night, you remember that loosey-goosey kind of day?
The next day.
My favourite.
Yes. I know. Better than the day that you bloody had.
This is what I talk about all the time. Yeah. It's all about the silly Sunday.
Everything's funny.
Everything's a bit twisted, a bit bent, out of shape. That's the funnest part. Yeah, love it.
Yeah, the funnest part. And everybody's a bit slippery slopey. And anyway, this particular day, I had 5 children in a house, and what I didn't know too, which answered so many questions, was ADHD. That's why I found it so bloody hard to find order. My life is, I'm like a kitchen drawer.
Just say mine, Fiona, far out. I feel for you.
I am the kitchen. I am that walking kitchen drawer. There was a rulers just jammed in, and then I opened it, like, just shut it again.
I'm going to think of you every time I open my kitchen drawer now. Oh, God, poor Fiona.
Anyway, I just, oh, it can't be done. But I did love the idea of all sitting down. I love these people. There were so many of us, Irish, Vermont, Catholics. Anyway, I had to host the dinner, the lunch, and I hadn't cooked it. Anyway, my girlfriend comes in and she said, here, have this, you'll feel better. And it was a shot of whiskey. And I never forget that from that moment, for a long time, that was the beginning of a very dangerous era, of my life, because it worked. It was a solution. And I suddenly went, oh, wow, the hair of the dog. Now I know what makes sense about this. And I've just never forgotten that moment, because now I know why I never forgot it. I found myself in that sliding door moment, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Which I think is why I've never taken heroin, because I reckon I would just be.
Oh, me too.
And well, that's what happens, isn't it? I mean, I live in St Kilda, and we call them the critters, but none of those heroin addicts have grown up going, I can't wait to be a heroin addict when I'm,
exactly.
They haven't dreamed to be that. They've just taken the drug and it's gripped them, and they've probably been smart, intelligent people like all of us, you know. So I just think that's what people need to come back to, is go, they didn't plan this, that people don't understand addiction.
And going back to social vanity, it's interesting, isn't it? Because these same people will happily go and, see, I don't know, a cool kind of musician artist who talks about his heroin days, that's all fine,
That's sexy. That's cool.
Yeah, that is sexy, isn't it? And particularly if, he's a very talented male, and listen to him and what he's got to say.
Yeah.
Oh God, that sounds like a bitchy old feminist, didn't it? I didn't mean that.
But we put people on. We put them on a pedestal. We do.
Yeah.
We put
That's
them on a
okay
pedestal.
over here. It's okay for him over here, but not,
Yeah.
So Fiona, tell us now, how do you feel about alcohol now? Is it a daily battle? What's your thought process? Are you constantly having to hard know it, deflect it? What practices have you got in place to keep alcohol at bay?
Oh, I'm so lucky. I've managed to just find myself far enough down in the boat of, I think it's the dumbest drug I've ever seen. That makes no sense to me at all. Yeah. I completely understand why I did it.
Wow, yeah.
I never understood it until the ADD diagnosis, and I suddenly went.
When did you get that, Fiona? When did you get a medical diagnosis?
Very late 2020, and started treatment and really knowing what's what about it early last year.
Wow. Was that a massive relief? Sorry, Meso.
Yeah, no, I was about to say. Relief. Yeah, did it sort out your kitchen drawer?
Yeah. Well,
it explained it. Because I suddenly understood how my mind worked. I was always a bit sus. That alcoholism didn't explain it all. It went a fair way.
Yeah.
But I had a sneaky, particularly in the rooms, I thought, they say look for the difference, look for the similarities, not the differences. I knew there was something I was missing. I hoped. I had a feeling.
You deep down, yep.
Yeah, because I had set myself up, as had just what families do. It's nobody's fault. We all find our roles, and that's who we become in that family, structure. It's like most families are broken in some way.
Yeah.
Particularly, I still come from I'm old enough that I come from a place where, I know where the trauma is. I can see the trauma. And I didn't know, thank God, I'm so lucky that there was no villain in my past. My trauma was no one understood that I was wired only to talk about ideas and conversation. And that's not, nobody wanted to hear it because that's not how they were wired. I sounded like Marilyn from the Monsters.
Oh.
All I wanted was to talk about about philosophy, really. But I didn't know that. That's why I want to talk about this. The only thing that interests me, and my psychiatrist that diagnosed it, and I didn't even go looking for the diagnosis because I dismissed it out of hand many years prior to that, because I thought, well, ADHD does not apply to me. It cannot apply to me because the hyperactivity word, I hadn't gotten off the couch for 8 years. Haven't moved since July. How am I hyperactive?
Every other symptom except for that one.
This is hyperactive.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Like 10 channels, you know. And he said to me, you do not even have, he said, you don't have a button to press for curiosity for any conversation that is inanimate about, you know. So no wonder I was for as long as I can remember, everybody frustrated. The conversations frustrated me. I don't know. I've no interest, and it sounds awful. I have no interest in anything. But I don't know how to be interested.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? In talking about, my husband used to talk to me about the mortgage, and
sleep.
This has got to stop. I don't know what's happening. But don't do this. It's hurting my head. You know, I couldn't say anything. I just felt like a complete asshole. But I remember I had all these techniques, and I used to go, just smile and count to 20.
Just give him a nod every now and again.
Yeah. So is that
it becomes culture in a family to shut down the agitator or the
that's it.
You know?
The whole what is it? Square hole trying to put someone. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Square peg round hole.
Yeah.
What I'm yet to find out, though, and I'm really interested to find, but it's time and YouTube and whatever, books, reading, you know. I still don't know, but there's got to be an answer here, and I will find it. Because I played into this as well. You know?
Yeah.
In two families, my original family and then that almost this one you can silence. You just tell that one not to. I had something to do with that. What's the payoff for me? You know, I don't know. I can't wait to find out. I'm fascinated with psychology. Always have been.
Yeah, it is fascinating.
Yeah.
Since your diagnosis, Fiona, has that helped people understand your addiction? Like, has that given people some empathy towards you? Like those in your inner sanctum. I'm sure you haven't screamed from the hilltops, hey, everyone, I've been diagnosed with ADHD, but that inner sanctum, you know, your family.
No, it's angered them.
Has it?
Oh.
Were you expecting that?
No.
Far out.
What are they angry about?
Yeah.
Well, it's not real. I made it up.
Oh, that old chestnut.
Like you're using it as an excuse.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh.
Well, you can't trust anything an addict says, can you?
No.
Shit.
Apparently not.
Rick.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
I never thought of it like that. Like, I thought that would be, okay.
It's an eye roll.
Like a light bulb moment, like a revelation that went, that all makes sense. All the pieces of the puzzle are put together now. We've got this, you know, but no, shit.
No, good news is very hard to share, you know? Because I had a seismic shift. And that means, what I mean by that, I'd never heard of what a seismic shift is. My mental health and general feelings of happiness and well-being went from a 2 pretty much to a 10, or like it improved by 80%, I've got to say.
Amazing.
And still, and just I've been living in this better place since then. Who gets that? How? Like, I don't think it will run out until I'm well dead, you know, because to literally feel that much better.
How good do you feel like that?
Jack, that's Dad. I still can't believe it. I love waking up in a way I've never.
Yes,
Love it.
We love this for you.
I have, some of my kids, thank God, are just so they get it, because we've been on this road together.
Yeah.
Mary Agnes Guinevere, as a baby. She's just, because why shouldn't she? It's a family disease,
Yeah.
It's time. Please, can we fucking celebrate? Is that all right with anybody? Be all right? No, much easier to say she's mad now.
Yeah, that's just an excuse. And
no, she's mad.
She's lost her shit. You've lost your shit. Okay. Wow.
Well, we're celebrating you, Fiona. We're celebrating you.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I've been told to my face that I'm mad.
Oh, that's so cruel. It's really cruel and mean.
It's fascinating, though, to think that that's how much, that's how much license I've handed over the years.
Yeah.
Because I was very codependent, to everything and anyone.
So tell us then, who are your cheerleaders? Who are those support crew that have got your back, that are in your corner, and who have been that support crew over that 15 years?
Oh, it's just friends, that not many from pre-2019.
Yeah, wow.
I would say I could count on one hand, but I can't.
Yeah. Incredible. Do you find that you make friendships with people in the most unexpected times? Like, do you feel like there's friendships that have really grown through what you've gone through?
Yes, we don't need as many friends as I thought we did.
Yeah.
I look now, because I keep saying, what am I charged with, please?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Because I just don't get invited to things.
We'd invite you to all the things. Yep.
But I would like to know what I'm charged with.
Yeah. No one's died.
No, there's nothing tangible. Like, where is the? Did I crash a car of yours? Did I? Who did I? I didn't physically harm anyone. I know I'm not a saint. I know I fucked up. But if I am to live in that shame, well, that's a very careless thing for me to do.
Yeah,
because I deserve not to die.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh. Bless your heart. Yeah. Oh, Fiona. We'd have you at our parties all the time. We
would. And there's the other element that Maso touched on before. You're in the public eye. Like, how's that sort of sat with you? Like, your story being out there. I know you've written a book that's in your own words, on your own terms, but when publications write stuff about, or have they written stuff about you?
Oh, look, as I said, I really have been, beautifully treated by the public.
Good.
It's when I know the first, I did the gala 2021. Yeah, 2021, last year.
Oh, so good.
And it's the first gala I'd ever done because I'd stopped drinking. I'd stopped believing the nonsense that I needed alcohol for television, for instance, way before I managed to do it for live, or, It's progress, not perfection, and it's years Rome wasn't built in a day, but I've not been under the influence of alcohol or, anything I shouldn't be on television since, I guess, Good News weekdays. But you see, I was a bit happy. Someone heard me laugh too loud or be different. It's the first time I'd ever gone on to the stage at that gala. This is a comedy festival gala, and known what my set was. I was so not with the other part of me that was so destructive, and that was I almost did. I don't know why I never prepared for the gala spots. Everything was done on the seat of my pants, by the seat of my pants. But this time I knew exactly what I was doing. But the rumours started that night that, she's back on it.
Oh, because you're having a giggle.
Oh,
yeah, laughed too loud. I said, I don't know. But I had Mary Agnes. I'm not even going to defend it.
yeah.
Also, if I was, it's not illegal.
Yeah.
That's
To
right.
be that, it's a disease.
Yeah.
Yep.
Where's the anger? I've pissed off some TV shows. I get that.
It's really interesting. I was talking to a friend of ours who's been through AA as well, and they talk about the difference in diseases. So say someone who's got a terminal disease, like such as cancer or something like that, we treat them with such love and empathy. And then we've got this disease over here of addiction, and it's just, packed on with shame.
There's swings and roundabouts there, because I like to add to that. When you're in recovery, it's not just I'm not drinking. That's 10% of it.
Yeah.
You've got to do an inside job on yourself.
Yeah.
Generally, only the very disciplined manage to get to.
Yeah.
The very, very disciplined or the very, very desperate. And I was in the latter, but lucky me, because I'm a better person.
Yeah, you've done the work.
Yeah.
You can't
And you
come
still
out.
do it.
You can't come out less than and be a bigger asshole. You just can't. Because you can't get sober and lie at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so tell me then. Sorry, mate. So you go.
No, I was just going to sort of summarise that with it's a
I
classic.
just realised, I've been talking like this. Have I been doing this all?
I was just going to say, and I loved your analogy about that. I think the 10% is the drinking. That's what people think. That's all they see. They're like, why can't you put the bottle down, or why can't you put the heroin down? Because that's what people see. Whereas the stuff in the mind is what people don't see. Like if you go to the doctor, you've got a broken leg, we get that fixed. We don't go to the doctor to go sort out our mental health. And I think this is really wonderful what you just expressed there. So thank you. I just needed to touch that back to you, Breezer.
So I'd say for people who have cancer, I always think, I feel bad. I've got this disease, and it is a disease, but I get to, what other disease would you find the treatment? If you stick to the treatment, the treatment is, for me, don't drink. Where a doctor would say you might find yourself feeling very, very peaceful in ways you've never. Like cancer patients don't get that, do they?
There you go.
Oh, you're right.
But your medicine is on every corner, which makes you feel good.
Socially accepted everywhere.
That was truly, truly the hardest thing.
You don't need a prescription to get that.
But that has no hold on me anymore. Thank God.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's a huge step.
Well done.
That's huge. I was just going to ask you, you touched on the work that you've done and you obviously still continue to do every day. Have you forgiven those in your life that have, put that shame on you? Like, where are you at with that within yourself?
Well, I'm still trying to get some resolution to move forward, But I do have to, as an activist, hold my gaze. And people saying, we want you've changed. You fucking better be. Don't forget, I bet you I've changed. Don't make no mistake about that.
Yes.
Bloody
and then they'll say things. Then they'll say things like, well, we want the old Fiona back. And I said, well, you cannot have the old Fiona back. Because she was an idiot and I'm not even having her back.
She's in the bin. She's gone.
I've shown that woman the door.
She's on the outer. So, Fiona, you touched on it before, and I really love that. You wake up every day really happy and fresh, like you love starting the day. Tell us the highs and lows of sobriety.
The living without shame, the mornings.
I love this living without shame.
Isn't it?
Makes
massive?
me happy for your heart.
Yeah.
I love this.
It's heaven.
Oh, I love it.
Heaven. It really is. But the lows, I guess, are There's not many.
But we asked this question actually to Mel from It's Not Me, It's Booze, and we said this as well, and she went on about the highs, and then she went to the lows, and there was crickets for about 30 seconds. She was like, you couldn't think of anything. Yeah, incredible.
Fiona, do people come to you and ask advice? Like, are people asking you? What do you tell them if they're coming to you with saying, I've been drinking too much, or I've got a bit of a problem with booze? What are you saying to them?
It depends. I will say the same. For me, it's online.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I spend 2 hours a day probably answering. But that's part of the deal, though,
Yeah.
Are they the same? Are they the same sort of questions you're finding?
Yeah, it's basically just me asking. It's me.
Yeah, right.
In the questions, I asked the same question pretty much of Janine Graffalo. I remember chasing her down the street in Melbourne years ago. Now, Janine Garofalo is a American stand-up comedian who played Seinfeld's in that episode where he met a girl that's just him. That's so similar.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was a big fan of hers. And she was here for the Melbourne Comedy Festival, and I knew her story, and I chased her down Swanston Street, and I said, Janine, I'm sorry to bother you. And I just quickly, my fear was I would never be funny, of course, without it. And this is the joy of the club. We know that when someone else needs what we needed, it's a given that it's there. I'll never forget. She turned around. I wasn't a fan. She gave me everything she had in that moment. I've never forgotten it. She turned around. It's like the Melbourne disappeared, and it was just her and I. And she looked at me and she said, listen to me. Thank you for asking. And she said, you will be funnier and you will be happier. It's like pardon the pun, you want to bottle it and hand it.
Yeah.
What a gift. Yes.
But I knew that wow, I didn't know what I know now, but I knew that she was telling me the truth.
And I'm not familiar with her, Fiona. Was she an alcoholic?
Mm.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Almost. So many parallels to me.
Wow.
Unreal.
Do you still keep in contact with her? Like, have you reached out online to her?
Oh no, that would take effort. I can't be bothered. I never knew her that well.
Yeah, right.
She didn't know me.
But you remember that conversation.
Mm.
Can you please slide into her DMs and say I am happier and I am funnier?
I must.
Yeah. Do please, and let us know what the reply is if she and tell her. Be so good.
Wow. Yeah, I should.
Go do it. Do it now. Do it now. You won't do
The
it.
thing is, that I don't see. Because it's wrong to think of. It's simply not the case that people who reach out to me for help are anything other than part of the story that continues.
Mm.
Because it will work itself. Because we're not going to get dumber. I might personally. That's my right.
Fiona, tell us about how do you feel about alcohol-free drinks? Are they yay or nay, or what's your go-to when you're having a drink now?
Now I've started. I've gotten into mocktails because I'm so sick of drinking Diet Coke. And also it gives you Alzheimer's, I think.
It gives you what? Sorry.
Alzheimer's, like that diet. It's so funny how we didn't go, I drink kerosene, or hand sanitizer as I did once upon a time. But now I'm like, oh, no, I better be careful of that Diet Coke. I've heard it very bad for your memory. But it's really annoying. That's the most annoying thing is having to having to stand there and drink a sweet drink all night.
Yeah. Do you drink? Can you drink non-alcoholic drinks or alcohol-free drinks that replicate alcohol, or do you avoid them?
Yeah, no, I never like the taste of alcohol anyway. So
yeah, you're after the results. Yeah.
You hard liquor, Fiona? Is that what you? Is that You'd go straight to the
body.
You wouldn't mess around.
I remember my dad looking at me when I was 18. I was standing at the bar, local pub, and I ordered Kahlua and Coke. I've always been very, very
Black Russian.
So classy.
Always been a class act. And Dad looked at me and he said, "You want to be very careful with that stuff, you know," because my dad was such a moderate man, is still, and I kind of knew where he was coming from, but that's kind of as far as we went. Very surface.
Yeah. Where was alcoholism in the family, Fiona? Where was it?
Where isn't it? You know.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
It's very well. I'd say both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be the person saying who and who was, but I'd say more than 10%. Yeah, more than the 1 in 10 of us.
Yeah, right.
Is that something you're mindful of with your children and grandchildren?
Yeah, very.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
And nieces and nephews, because it's you can't out-parent this.
That's so true.
Yeah.
But people still the pride in people and their pride believe you can.
Yeah.
And more fool you.
Mm.
You are lucky to have someone like me in your family, you know?
Mm.
But what a waste if you're one of the ones who've decided, no, we don't see her anymore. We didn't want to expose our children to that.
Yep, for you.
Well, more for you, because, and also I find it very offensive that well, not even offensive, dangerous. Because what about the 1 in 10s that already exist? Because the symptoms of alcohol are there long before a drink, in hindsight.
Yeah. Yep. Like you can't do a genetic test beforehand.
But it's that feeling of discontent, irritability. So what about there's 25 is the next generation in my family. Right?
Wow.
25 young people.
So do the math.
Do the math. And I've said, I can see.
Yeah, wow.
And I've said it very gently, you know?
Yeah.
Now, my dad said to me, and you know, God bless him, he's 90. It's not his job to change, you know?
Yeah.
I don't think you should bother people over 80, really. I think they're getting ready now to, you know, that should be a really special time, I think. Not, anyway, my mind just fell completely out of my ass. What was I talking about?
Family.
Oh, yeah.
1 in 10.
You don't know how dangerous that is. Be very careful how you treat the addict that has put their hand up.
Which I think...
Because what are one of these 25, 1 in 25 is going to do?
Yeah.
They'll go, well, fuck, I'm not saying anything. Look what happened to her.
So many important messages in that.
Look what they say about her.
Yeah, which I think is a really good segue, actually. Have you got your book there, Fiona?
Well, I do just happen to have a copy.
Zip on out, everyone, and grab Fiona O'Loughlin's book, Truths from an Unreliable Witness.
Please go out and get the book, because every 6 months I get a royalty check.
Oh, goody.
Cash in.
Fun. If people have bought it.
So we'll just go over this bit. We've still got a couple of segments to go, but I do want you to go to page 301 and start from of finishing. It's kind of the 4th paragraph down, finishing this book. If you can read it, the author, Fiona O'Loughlin, is about to read her own little segment of the book. We're in big company here. We're in royalty. This is a big deal.
Three what, darling?
301.
Oh. So where do I go? I am starting to acknowledge the things I'm good at.
Finishing this book has helped me. 301.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Finishing this book has helped me put a mirror up to myself. I haven't liked all of what it has revealed, but sharing my truth is powerful and means something. The waste of those years still haunts me, and it will always. But now I know that my dark can be someone else's light. That's what I want this book to be, a light for others. And also for myself.
Oh. We've got you.
Maybe words don't change the past, but when they're someone's truth, they absolutely can change the future.
That's so beautiful.
Touching.
And your story.
Straight from the heart.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Fiona, because, you know, you spoke about those 25 kids, those little people in your world, and your story will change so many lives and bring a light on addiction, and hopefully we can eradicate all that shame that you've experienced. And we're so sorry that that's happened to you. Thank you for sharing. That was beautiful. I know that was really emotional. We both teared up with that as well. So.
I just think, you're the first guest we've had on this show, Fiona, that has actually been really raw with how you felt, how other people have made you feel because of your disease. And I haven't heard someone speak like that before. So
it's beautiful.
We really appreciate your vulnerability and honesty to get this message out.
Thanks, girls.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Just one little quote before I jump on to the next one, where we'll round it back up and lighten it back up again. I love this little quote that you say, "You are not a bad person trying to be good. You're a sick person trying to be well."
Yeah.
Love that.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
That's what, when I wrote the book, I had two, I do love writing, you know. I had two reasons, really. One was to explain myself to my children. Not defend myself, explain myself. The other one was for, you know, that time we were talking about that we all know so well, that the morning when the morning after the most recent disaster, or who I wanted this for anyone who's in that bed who can't move, for self-loathing, you know, in those first days. And it gets better. It's just that first day. Then the second day is a tiny bit better, and, you know, eventually the sun comes out again. But I wanted this because I would have loved this, you know.
Yeah. It makes people feel seen and heard.
Yeah, and you want anything just to stop it. Yeah,
which is also what you're doing with YouTube as well. Like all of that, you feel connected and that you resonate with what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, love that. What a moment. Thank you for sharing. We're all a bit emotional. We are. We're so honoured. That was gorgeous.
Well, yes, I look after myself, though. I'll go to bed for the rest of the week now.
Can we come and spoon you? Big spoon, little spoon. All right. So I'm going to just rattle off. We're just going to do a couple of rapid fire questions, just a bit fun. So besides yourself.
No, I need a tissue. I actually need a tissue.
We'll give Fraser a second to tidy up, mop up.
Yeah.
I know. That was really beautiful. That was a real moment. Besides yourself, who's the funniest comedian?
Oh, I love this question. There's so many.
You can have more than one if you want. We'll do that because you are Lady O'Loughlin.
Luke Heggie.
I love Luke Heggie.
Yeah.
Yes, he is so
good.
dry. So dry.
Good.
So funny. He's and like he does speak really fast.
He's so
fast and so funny. And I'm trying to catch up to what he's already said. He's got the next one. He's gold. We saw him actually just this latest when was Melbourne Comedy Festival just recently, but I have seen him twice. He's a brilliant. So he'll love that.
So good.
So good.
Because it's obviously we're all playing very different instruments, But I love his instrument. I always kind of like this. I don't know, this thinking man's Paul Hogan. Not Paul Hogan wasn't a thinking man. You've got to be pretty smart to be those funny fellas. But Luke Heggie definitely is.
He's very clever, isn't he? Mm. The introduction to your book is A Seat at the Table, which is, I'm going to wind back into, tell me who would you have at your table? Famous people in the world or family or anyone, celebrities, who are you having
besides
at your table?
Besides us two.
Yeah.
I used to have a really a naughty answer to that.
Bring it.
Yeah, bring it.
You said that now. You can't back out, Fiona.
I Koshy. And I'd leave a note on the front door saying something came up.
It's brilliant. I love that answer.
That's so good.
I think I'd have to see, philosophy at the moment, they're my rock stars, so I'd go I reckon I'd go Jordan Robinson and Russell Brand.
Oh,
yes.
Russell.
We need him on the podcast, actually.
Yeah, he can ride off.
Yeah.
How good.
He is, he is part of now what I love is, he's here to help.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Too right.
Thank God for him, because I can say to people, I'd recommend reading Russell Brand's,
Bookie Wookie. I've got it.
Yeah. Scar on my leg from Russell Brand that I polish. I never want that to go. But it was...
What? Hang on.
Yeah.
You can't...
You need to tell us the story now.
You can't say that and not give us the whole deets.
It was in the... it was during Edinburgh. The Edinburgh Festival, and it was a gig called Late in Life. And basically it's a sport more than art. It's where a comedian goes out onto the stage and the audience come to boo.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the home of heckling, you see.
Oh.
And so the Scottish are great, or whichever way you look at it, was great. They're good hecklers. They're horrible. They're scary. And it's like, to me, I've likened it to a rodeo. The comic goes out and, if you can stay on the horse for a couple of minutes and not get thrown off, you've done your job. It's the scariest thing you'll do as a stand-up.
Sounds awful.
I did it one night and in Edinburgh, and Russell Brand was on before me. It's a long time ago, and he was before he was well, And anyway, someone in the audience Adam Hills was emceeing, and I was sitting in the stairwell. Russell Brand was he'd been booed off, that's right. And he didn't like that. He stormed up the stairs past me, but then the audience gave him an encore. So they kind of changed their minds. So back down he comes, but they'd only encored him so they could experience the joy of booing him and getting bastard.
That's awful.
And I don't know what happened, whether glass was thrown, either he threw from the stage first and came back. There's a documentary about it. Yeah, like this event is in a doco somewhere. I remember seeing it.
YouTube?
Anyway, just as he stormed off the second time, somehow there was glass, and it's after midnight, drunks, glass, people, silly. Nothing good happens, does it, after one?
After midnight?
Yeah.
Adam Hills is introducing me, but meanwhile, I just had to get this chunk of glass out of my leg before.
Ouch.
Anyway, so I've just yanked it out and gone on stage with blood pouring down my leg and sweat pouring down my neck. And I thought, God, this is going to be something to tell the grandchildren. And it was and is. But I remember the next day I was walking down the Royal Mile and stories get, the Chinese whisper. And this guy came up to me and he goes, "Are you the girl that was stabbed at Lifeline?" I said, "I am." So the scar's this bit. It's the tiniest thing.
We can put a bit of mayo on it. We can amp it up.
Come on, it's a very important scar.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's a phone, fucking with the PH. So we can give it F with the call or text. Phone, fucking with the PH. Give it a ring, check it, roll the dex.
Phone is still a trigger for me. It's dangerous, I did so much damage on the phone, for drunk dialing.
Yeah.
Are we talking landline? Are we talking landline or mobile?
Mobile. Even sometimes I'll hear a ring, on someone else's phone, and it will take me back
Shit.
to a time where that phone, it will send me. It really. And when I put myself in my own rehab, I said to my family, look, I find it very hard to pick up the phone and it does trigger me. Mm-hmm. Not anymore to want to drink, but I still have bad memories of the phone, and I love the phone and hate it, but I often put it away. I don't want to see it if I'm not working. And I'm still rebuilding everything, so I haven't had a laptop, so everything's on this bloody thing.
Yeah.
And I lose them all the time, which is annoying. But I remember saying to my inner circle, please can we text? Because I don't trust myself on the phone. I said, I'll say things, I don't trust my codependence, I'll say things that make me feel weak.
Yeah, right.
Does it trigger shame for you, Fiona? Is that when you say it's
a lot of
triggering?
things? Yeah, shame. Also, as I said, I don't trust that I won't say something to make the other person feel better rather than something I need to say.
Right.
People pleasing.
That's too much, unfortunately. They've all had these crazy long texts from Fiona. More crazy, you see.
And in the air if you've done these.
The answer was no. They will not. They would not allow me to text. Yet again, would it be right if I saved my life, assholes? But when I was under the influence, I'm trying to think who. Oh God, there was a great one. Yes, who did I say as a joke? And then thought, oh, that's not quite as funny as I thought it was. It was Shane Jacob, is it? God, I love him. We're friends now, but I was so excited by something he offered me. He's offered me some sweet gigs, Shane. Not the least of which was That's Not My Dog, that festival I've just done. Yeah. And anyway, I'm like, my God, Shane Jacobs is is it Jacobson or Jacobs? I'm such a
Jacobson? Yeah, Jacobson.
Yeah,
I should know that. Anyway, I said, Shane's just sent me a text asking me if I would, and I just said, it really made me laugh. Yeah. But I'd had a few. I said, fuck off, Shane. So
You know, we're laughing because we do something like that as well. So how did it land?
Yeah,
I didn't hear from him for a couple of weeks.
Oh, went down like 3 cheers at a funeral.
And I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't have said fuck off, Shane. But maybe that's not a joke. I need more. Anyway, I texted him and he was so great. He said, oh, Fiona, of course I knew it was you were joking. So there again, but he's great. But I remember that's the kind of thing you can do. Freak yourself out. And try.
Yeah. Funny.
You tell his whole story in your head. And
Yeah. I've got the whole scenario. Yeah.
Oh, I love that. That's so good.
I do think that someone should come up. Maybe an app has been made to protect ourselves from texting when drunk.
Oh, like a case safe.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
But see, even now I've been accused of, when she sent me another crazy text. Is she, what's she doing? Well, here's the thing. A text can take me up to 4 hours.
Oh,
With my ADD. And, I really mean what I say, and I say what I mean these days.
Mm.
And I may have started that text at 11, didn't send it to you till 2.
Mm.
Maybe, there's 10 other people I'm talking to as well. Just because you got a text from me at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you're crazy.
That it did not give you permission.
Yeah.
To again claim authority over my narrative.
Yeah.
I don't go to bed till 2. And, I get up at 10, I go to bed at 2. It's because I'm an entertainer at night time. And I don't like having to rearrange my bedtime. So I've made it 2.
To work around if your phone's on silent or not.
That's it. That's it. Upset people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd be excited if I woke up and I saw a text from Fiona Lachlan. I'm like, oh, she's thinking of me. Like,
Yeah, send them our way. Yes. So tell us, Fiona, what's brought you joy this week? We'd love to hear a recommendation of the week. What's brought you joy that you can share with our audience, something that they can do?
It's time for the recommendation of the week.
Oh, I know. I went out and did karaoke.
Oh, yes. Boom. What'd you sing? Give us a bit. Give us a line.
Oh, it's karaoke and best karaoke. And I haven't been out for a long time, just for fun.
Love this.
And I couldn't help myself. I got up and I sang and on Moon River.
Oh, bless. Give us a line. Come on. You've got to give us
a bit of fantasy. Here we go. I have lost my upper register in my aging decline. However, where was it? I got to get the key. I'll just go from waiting around the bend, my huckleberry fen, Moon River, and me. I just sound like a movie star.
You sound like a movie star.
Yes, you have got a voice.
Can you sing to me each night before I go to sleep?
It's beautiful. Love that. Thank you.
It was so much fun. Yeah, I did a duet with a much younger man, and I'm going to do it
better.
Yeah.
That's unreal.
Fiona
O'Loughlin.
Yeah, karaoke. There it is. Fiona O'Loughlin. We just want to reach through the phone.
Yes, we need to hug it out.
Hug it out. Stacks
you
on.
two girls, I can't thank you enough. Because what we've talked about is happening, and it's you girls that this is what the future is.
Yeah.
I say it 10 times a day. I reckon, God, I love the future.
Yes.
Because we're in it.
Unquote. Yeah. Love that. Oh,
Brilliant.
Well, Lady O'Loughlin, it has been an absolute honour to have you on today and share so much honesty and raw and real and laughs and singing voice. And
we've laughed a little, we've cried.
Yeah, it's had the lot, jam-packed. And your story and putting it out there, vulnerability, we've always said there's just so much power in vulnerability. It will change lives. And so we just so appreciate your time. We adore you.
We adore you, and good luck with everything. Good luck with everything.
Thanks, Fiona. We'll look forward to seeing where you are in the future really soon.
Yeah. Girls, I really appreciate it.
This podcast is proudly produced by our audio engineer, music extraordinaire, Eric Ladd.
We love you, Eric.